Hey there, fish fans. Jeff Corwin here, and boy, do I have a treat for you today. We're diving into the wonderful world of betta fish breeding. Betta fish, also known as Siamese fighting fish, are like the peacocks of the underwater world. They're small, but boy, do they pack a punch when it comes to colour and personality. In the wild, they live in rice paddies, slow-moving streams, and even puddles. These tough little guys can survive in puddles because they have a special organ called a labyrinth that lets them breathe air from the surface. Now, when most people think of bettas, they picture those stunning males with their long flowing fins. These guys come in every colour of the rainbow: reds, blues, purples, even metallic colours. But don't forget about the ladies. Female bettas might be smaller and less flashy, but they have their own unique beauty. Breeding bettas is a fascinating process. The males build bubble nests at the water's surface to attract females. When a female is ready to mate, she will approach the nest, and the male will wrap around her to fertilize the eggs. The male then carefully places the eggs into the bubble nest and guards them until they hatch. After a few days, the eggs hatch into tiny fry, which are miniature versions of their parents. Raising the fry can be challenging, but it's incredibly rewarding to watch them grow and develop their colours. Whether you're a seasoned aquarist or a beginner, betta fish are a fantastic addition to any aquarium. Their vibrant colours and lively personalities make them true jewels of the aquarium world. So next time you're looking to add some colour and excitement to your tank, consider the magnificent betta fish. Thanks for joining me on this underwater adventure. Until next time, happy fish keeping. So, why would anyone want to breed these little aquatic jewels? Well, let me tell you, it's like being a mad scientist, but instead of creating monsters, you're creating living works of art. Breeding bettas is a chance to play with genetics and see what amazing colour combinations you can come up with. For many betta enthusiasts, breeding is a way to preserve and improve the species. By carefully selecting which fish to breed, you can help maintain healthy bloodlines and even develop new colour patterns or fin types. But let's be real for a second. Breeding bettas isn't just about creating pretty fish. When you breed bettas, you're bringing new life into the world. It's a journey full of surprises, challenges, and incredible moments. All right, folks, now that we've covered the why, let's talk about the how. Breeding bettas isn't something you just jump into willy-nilly. First things first, you need to set up a breeding tank. Ideally, you want a tank that's about 5 to 10 gallons. It should be clean, bare-bottomed, no gravel or substrate, and have plenty of hiding spots for the female. Bettas like it warm, so you'll need a heater to keep the temperature around 80 degrees Fahrenheit, about 27 degrees Celsius. Before you even think about putting your fish in the breeding tank, you need to condition them. This means feeding them a high-quality diet rich in protein for about 2 weeks before breeding. Okay, fish fans, it's showtime. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of betta breeding. You've got your tank set up, your fish are in prime condition, and now it's time for the main event. Breeding bettas can be a rewarding experience, but it requires patience and attention to detail. First, you'll introduce the female to the breeding tank. This step is crucial as it sets the stage for the entire breeding process. Many breeders use a method called introducing in a jar. This technique helps in controlling the initial interaction between the male and female. You put the female in a clear jar or container inside the breeding tank. This allows her to acclimate to the new environment without immediate contact with the male. This lets the male see her, but he can't get to her yet. It's a way to build anticipation and ensure both fish are ready. Watch closely. If the male starts building a bubble nest, that's a good sign he's ready to breed. The bubble nest is where the eggs will be kept safe. After a day or two, if both fish seem interested, it's time to release the female. This is a critical moment, so keep a close eye on their behavior. If all goes well, you'll see the embrace, where the male wraps himself around the female, triggering her to release her eggs, which he then fertilizes. This embrace may happen several times, ensuring all eggs are fertilized. Once the process is complete, the male will gather the eggs and place them in the bubble nest, where he will guard them until they hatch. Section 5. Tiny Treasures Caring for Betta Fry. Congratulations! If you've made it this far, you're now the proud parent of a bunch of tiny betta babies, or fry as we call them. For the first few days after hatching, the fry will feed off their egg sacs. Once they start swimming freely, usually around 3 to 4 days after hatching, it's time to start feeding them. You'll need to feed them infusoria, which are microscopic organisms or specially formulated fry food. As the fry grow, you'll need to increase the size of their food. After a week or so, they can graduate to baby brine shrimp or microworms. Water quality is crucial at this stage. You'll need to do frequent water changes to keep the tank clean. Section 6. Oops! Common mistakes in betta breeding. Breeding bettas is an amazing and rewarding experience, but like any adventure, it comes with its fair share of pitfalls and challenges that can trip up even the most well-intentioned breeders. One of the biggest oopsies is not being prepared for the sheer number of fry you might end up with. It's easy to underestimate just how many babies a single spawn can produce. A single spawn can produce anywhere from 30 to 300 babies. That's a lot of little mouths to feed and a lot of tiny fish to care for. Another common mistake is not removing the female after spawning. While the male betta takes on the role of protector, the female doesn't share this instinct. Female bettas don't have the same parental instincts as males, and they might snack on the eggs or fry if left in the breeding tank. This can lead to a significant loss of your precious fry. Overfeeding the fry is another common mistake. It's easy to think that more food means faster growth, but that's not the case. Uneaten food can quickly foul the water, leading to poor water quality and sick fry. Maintaining clean water is crucial for the health and development of the fry. Lastly, many breeders make the mistake of trying to breed fish that are too young or not in prime condition. Ensuring your bettas are healthy and mature enough for breeding is essential for a successful spawn. By avoiding these common mistakes, you can increase your chances of a successful and rewarding betta breeding experience. Happy breeding! Section 7. Feeding frenzy nutrition for breeding bettas and fry. Proper nutrition is crucial when it comes to breeding bettas and raising healthy fry. For adult bettas preparing to breed, you want to focus on high-protein foods. Live or frozen foods like bloodworms, brine shrimp and daphnia are excellent choices. When it comes to feeding fry, things get a bit trickier. For the first few days after they become free swimming, infusoria is the go-to food. After about a week, the fry can graduate to newly hatched brine shrimp or microworms. The key is to feed small amounts frequently. We're talking 3 to 5 times a day. Section 8. Home Sweet Home. Creating the perfect betta breeding tank. Creating the perfect breeding tank is like setting up a romantic getaway for your fishy friends. For breeding, you want a tank that's not too big and not too small. A 5 to 10 gallon tank is usually perfect. The tank should be bare-bottomed, no gravel or substrate. A few plants, live or silk, are good for providing hiding spots for the female, but don't overdo it. Bettas like it warm, around 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 degrees Celsius. A gentle sponge filter is perfect for a breeding tank. Prepare your breeding tank well in advance. Let it cycle for at least a week before introducing your fish. Section 9, Genetics 101. Understanding betta colour inheritance. Buckle up, fish fans, because we're about to dive into the fascinating world of betta genetics. Understanding how betta colours are inherited is like being a detective and an artist rolled into one. First, let's talk about the basics. Betta fish colours are determined by genes, just like in any other animal. Bettas have multiple genes that control colour, and these genes can interact in complex ways. It's like mixing paints, but instead of just red and blue making purple, you might get a fish with a red body, blue fins and purple spots.